So now we're moving into the key concept for case number 2. Now, please recall that case number 1 dealt with positive numbers, multiplying or dividing by positive numbers. So let's go ahead and read this. When you multiply or divide the same negative number, the direction of the inequality symbol must be reversed for the inequality to remain true. Please write this all down. Essentially what it is saying is this: negatives flip. Okay? That's essentially what it is saying. When you multiply or divide by a negative number, you flip. I want to address a common error right now. Some students will see a negative sign anywhere in the inequality and say, oh, I need to flip it. Now, that's not always true. Only reverse the inequality symbol when you multiply or divide both sides by a negative number. It's only for multiplication or division. If you are subtracting a number and it has a negative, please do not flip it. Again, it is only for multiplication or division. So let me go ahead and give you an example. This is saying negative 4 is less than 6. That should look familiar. Now I'm going to multiply by a negative number, negative 2. And then whatever I do to that side, I must do to that side. Okay. Not negative. Because it's a negative times a negative, it should be a positive 8 is, you need to flip it because I multiplied by a negative. So I'm going to flip. Notice that it went from this to this, this to this. Okay? 8 is greater than negative 12. See, that is true. If I did not flip it, 8 is less than negative 12. That would have been false, and I would have been a liar. That's why you need to flip it. Okay, let's go ahead and do example 3. Alrighty, example 3, multiplication of a negative. Okay, so it asks for us to solve negative 3 divided by 2n is less than or equal to 6. Graph the solution. Okay, let's go ahead and do what they say. Our steps: write the inequality, use multiplication property in reverse, and then simplify. So let's go ahead and write it. X. Okay. Negative 3 divided by 2n is less than or equal to 6. Okay. I'm going to rewrite it here so that I know what I need to do. I'm going to do some multiplication. Remember, multiply by the reciprocal when you see this, okay? I'm multiplying by the reciprocal. I'm keeping this sign. Please notice that it is negative because that's a negative 3 over 2, so my reciprocal should be negative 2 over 3. Cancel, cancel, leaving me with an n, but whatever I do to that side, I must do to this side. Okay, so then that leaves me with a simplified answer, which is n is, am I going to write it exactly as I see it? No, because I multiplied by a negative. You multiplied by a negative, so you must flip. So if it was originally less than or equal to, then I'm going to flip it to greater than or equal to. And then, let's do this, 6 over 1. So go ahead and multiply across. 6 times negative 2 is negative 12 over 1 times 3 is 3. Let me simplify that even further. N is greater than or equal to negative 4. Do you understand what I did there? If not, pause it and look at the steps, please, and it'll become clear to you. Now, I am not done. I need to graph it. This will be quick. Negative 4, I'm going to circle it, and ask myself, should I darken it? Should I close it up? Yes, because negative 4 is included in that solution. Closed, if you see an equal to, and is greater than negative 4. Greater than. So I'm going to go this way because righty-mighty. Left would be less, and I did not say less. I said greater than. Awesome job. Let's go ahead and do some on your owns. Are you ready? Now, I'm only going to give you 2 on this one. Solve and graph, please. A, x divided by negative 3 is greater than negative 4. And B would be negative 2 divided by 5, h, is less than or equal to negative 8. Please pause it, solve it, graph it, and come check back with me. Alrighty. X is less than 12. Open circle, move it to the right. That should have been your A. Good job. High five yourself if you got it. B, h is greater than or equal to 20. Closed circle, and arrow should be shaded to the right of it because the variable is greater than. Awesome job. We just have one more example, and that concludes your notes for today. Example 4, division of negative numbers. Remember, if you're multiplying or dividing by a negative, flip it. Okay, solve negative 3z is greater than negative 4.5. Graph the solution. Okay, let's go ahead and write it down. Negative 3z is greater than negative 4.5. Okay, step 1, easy peasy. Now, step 2, I'm just rewriting it in my notes. I would expect you to do the same, so that I can see what I'm doing. Use the division property. Divide by what makes sense. Cancel. Okay, notice that I'm dividing by a negative number, so this needs to be flipped. Okay, so let's go ahead and simplify. That cancels out, leaving me with a z. Flip it. Okay, and then negative 4.5 divided by negative 3 is 1.5. Notice that it is a positive because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. Please remember your signs. Okay, your test is coming up on Thursday. You need to be very familiar with your integers, positive and negative numbers. Okay, so now that we have that done, woohoo, high five yourself. But we need a graph. Okay, so let's graph this. Let's say just this is 1.5. Circle it. Do we fill it in? No, because there's no equal to. And it says z is less than 1.5. So, what is that? Less than left. Good. Okay, you get it? Let me see you do some on your own. I have 3 problems before you. Okay. A, negative 5c is less than 35. B, negative 1.5 is less than 3n. And C, negative 4.2 is greater than or equal to negative 0.7w. Please get this done. Be careful with your signs and with your flipping. And also, here's my gift to you. You may use calculators. If I hadn't told you already, you may use calculators for this chapter, but not on, you can use it on the test, that's fine. Okay, let's go ahead and get this done. Pause it, solve and graph, please. Let me write that up here. Solve and graph. Okay, pause it and get it done. Alrighty, class, here are your answers. For A, I want you to notice that you divided by negative 5, so you need to flip it. Z is greater than negative 7. You should have identified the negative 7, left it open because it's not equal to, and shaded to the right. If you did it, good job. Now B, this was tricky. I put it there just to trick you. Now if you go back to the case 2 rules, it stated that you need to multiply or divide by a negative number. Did you do that? Is that negative? No, It's positive. I did not divide by a negative 3. I divided by a 3. You may have been confused because this is a negative, but that doesn't mean that I can flip my sign because the rule said that you just need to divide by a negative or positive, or sorry, divide by a negative or multiply by a negative. Does that make sense? If that was a negative, then I should have flipped it, but it's not, okay? So your answer should have been negative 0.5 is less than n, and then you could have flipped that, n is greater than negative 0.5, so that you can graph it easier. Open circle, shade to the right. And C, 6 is less than or equal to W, or W is greater than or equal to 6. Okay, you should have closed that circle and shaded to the right. In this case, you should have flipped. Do you see how we flipped it? You should have flipped because you divided by negative 0.7. Way to go, you're done. Okay, make sure you polish up your notes that they look nice because I will be looking at